Hello everyone, it's Kaifu here with game 1 in the series between Adam and Chris. With Adam on the left side playing Pricia, while on the right side we do have Adam is playing Kaguya 4.0. So this will be a Kaguya against a Pricia matchup. Now we all know for the fact that Pricia is a very aggressive type of ruler. Depending what kind of deck list you're using or what kind of strategy you're resolving, it can be very aggressive or can be very combo orientated. So it can go either way, but however, by the looks of it, Adam is playing a very aggressive version using lightning strike, burning the opponent to the face, so it is a good indication it's an aggressive type of play. Now while on the right side we do have Chris playing Kaguya 4.0. Kaguya 4.0 is pretty much a control role relying on one resident to win you the game, which is the flower resident, which has barrier on the dot, and then dropping a lot of Komodo on the battlefield, attaching onto it, swing like a truck, and pretty much one-shot your opponent. And then you have the J rule side, which does have 5 abilities, or technically 6, but technically it has 5 abilities, which allows you to do a lot of stuff. Majority of the time using the tap 4 ability to bounce a resident back when declaring an attack with your flower, and hopefully one-shot your opponent. And because the fact that the flower has a barrier effect, so it's really hard to get rid of it unless you have precision / target attack onto your resident / J ruler. That's the only way you can get rid of it. Other than that, let's get back to the game itself. Currently life point wise 4,000 compared to 3,500 life point. The 500 damage was being dealt by the lightning strike, so putting 500 less life point for Chris. So let's see what can Kristen do, or Chris should say. Playing 2 Komodo on the battlefield, but getting 1 7 win, which is kind of painful because again, you do need this Komodo to do a lot of damage. And at the moment, I believe the flower is currently at 5/7, because the Komodo gives +2/+2. So not looking too well, and at the end of the turn, Adam flash in or quick cast the Melfi to give him more mana generation and so on, so which allows him to use his resource a bit more effectively. So let's see, declaring the judgment, paying the mana for the Melfi and the blasting wave, J rolling, flipping over the Pricia, putting card back to the bottom of the deck, which is his blasting wave, and hitting a Memorial Stone, which allows him to trigger Goddard because the Goddard effect is required green and red stone in the battlefield. But surprisingly, he didn't send back the Memorial first. And then using the inherent ability from the horse, giving swiftness onto his J ruler and +2/+2, so currently sitting on 12/12, and he does have 1 mana floating at the moment, and spinning one of those Memorial back to the bottom, getting another stone in play. And not only that, he has the ability to draw a card as well and use Goddard as priority, and pretty much swing 12 directly face and leaving Chris pretty much defenseless to block that attack because the Goddard applies first before the blocking phase, and meaning his resident cannot block that. And pretty harsh at the moment. Swing for 12 and putting Chris down to 2,300 life point compared to his opponent's 4,000. Attacking again, 12 damage to the air, spinning another stone, spinning his Memorial Stone back to the bottom, which allows him to draw a card, and again, obviously drawing cards is not too bad. And hitting a green basic magic stone, so my assumption is that he's playing 1 green basic magic stone and 1 basic red magic stone to trigger the Goddard and play a bit more aggressively. And then playing Little Red Riding Hood, the 1-drop Resonator, which gains +1/+1 for each wind magic stone he controls, and knowing that if you control a basic green magic stone, it gains swiftness, but however, Goddard is still in effect, which gives him Little Red flying and swiftness anyway, and swing for 500 damage to the face, and pretty much, by the looks of it, he took a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Let's see, 12/12, that's 24, plus another 5, that's 29 damage from 1 turn. So Kristen is pretty much under pressure at the moment. Any burn spell, well, double burn spell is pretty much guaranteed game. A single resident or Jero hit by those Pricia or Little Red is guaranteed game as well. He only has 1 resident to block with. It's not that big at the moment because the Komodo got cancelled, and you need a lot of Komodo to make it really annoying. And not only that, Kaguya 4.0 is only very strong at the mid to late game. In the early game, you just want to cancel your opponent, you don't do anything. So pretty much leaving a lot of pressure to Chris, because again, Chris doesn't have a lot of way to deal with this at the moment. Because again, If even he kills Little Red at the moment, if he can, that is, he still had to deal with the J Ruler, which is 10-10, and not only that, Melfi can also swing for 300 damage if necessary. And his opponent has 2 mana to play with. Next turn he can drop a Sylvia, he can drop a Flashlight. So yeah, not looking too good at the moment. Pretty much Chris' only hope is pretty much have a stall card in hand, but this is the quarterfinals, and in the quarterfinals / top 8, you both players have each other's deck list, so pretty much you should know your opponent what they're playing. And pretty much Adam has full knowledge saying that you have no removal in the main board or something on this line, or fogs is all on. Pretty much all my damage will go through next turn. So let's see now. Hitting the Kaguya stone, which allows you to rearrange the top 2 cards, but again, rearrange is not really helpful unless you can stop this madness at the moment, which is the field. The field advantage does go to Adam with the Little Red, with the Pricia and its Melfi, compared to to Chris's the Flower Resonate and the Komodo, and that's pretty much it. And not applying a lot of pressure at all, because again, Kaguya doesn't apply any pressure in the early game, only to mid to late game. That's where the pressure comes in. And so pretty much Chris is on a time at the moment. Putting another Komodo down, putting it onto his Flower Resonator, which is sitting on 9-11 now, I believe, or 7-11, can't remember. When it comes to stat wise, I can't really remember at the moment. I noticed it has barrier and very low attack and very high defense. So back to Adam's turn now. However, we do have Chris with 2 open resource, but if Adam read his deck list before, he should know what he can do and what he can't do, so he doesn't have to worry too much. All Adam has to do now is swing with a single Resonator, or he can tap for a stone if necessary. Give Little Red +1/+1 to hit for 600 damage if necessary. Playing another Little Red, wow, so 2 Little Red Riding can swing right away. The other Little Red Riding who does have swiftness because he does control a basic green magic stone. If I was Adam at the moment, swing with the red Little Red with the just came out this turn, because it only gains swiftness if he controls a green magic stone, which he does at the moment. If he swings the Pricia first, most likely he will spin back the basic green magic stone and spin for another stone, and pretty much you will lose swiftness from there. So let's see what can Adam do now. Currently life point was 4,000 compared to 600 life point, and attacking directly with the Pricia, very surprising. Spinning the basic stone back to the bottom and hitting another basic stone. That is quite lucky, to be honest, and that was a minor misplay played by Adam. If I was Adam, I would swing with the Little Red first that's being played this turn, because he only gains swiftness, as I mentioned before, only gains swiftness if you control a green magic stone, basic magic stone. So once it leaves the battlefield, you no longer control it, so the swiftness does not apply. So I would have, swing with the Little Red first that's being played this turn instead of Pricia, because Pricia can one-shot the opponent anytime soon. So. But at this point in time, with 2 open magic stone and hitting directly for 500, and that's pretty much game. Yeah, so that's game, guys. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for game 2. Okay guys, welcome back to game 2 now, with game 1 in the bag, giving momentum to Adam. Adam is pretty much like, you know what, game 1 was pretty much giving me a lot of momentum now, so game 2 is all I need to worry about, and after that, if necessary, game 3. However, Kristen, or Chris shall say, is in a different situation. He is under pressure. He has to force the game 2 onto his favor and win game 2 to force the game 3, because without the game 2 into his favor, he's already going to get 2-0 really easily. And surprisingly, for those who don't know, if you lost the game, you have the ability to go first or second, and surprisingly, Chris chose to go second. Maybe he doesn't want to get, letting his opponent have energized, perhaps. Dropping the Sylvia, attacking directly, and playing, the attachment, which allows him to spin the card back to the bottom or top of the deck. Majority of the time, you always spin back to the bottom, because why would you let your opponent draw into it, unless you want your opponent to have a dead draw. That's the only scenario. So it's a really good removal spell, but it's a double blue, I believe. So he does have the energize, he does have the blue source, so quite lucky at the moment. Using the Kaguya ability to check top card. It was 7 win, which is not helpful because again your opponents will be rushing you, and I'm surprised that he didn't actually side out this 7 win, because 7 was only helpful against a bit more interactive type of deck, and you're versing a rush deck, so maybe he doesn't have anything better to side in. That's from my point of view. So let's see now, lightning strike to the face. His opponent has 3 mana to play with at the moment. Not looking too good. So let's see what can he do. Paying 2 to drop another Sylvia. Sylvia able to swing for 600 with swiftness. And then in comes down the drain. I'm surprised that he walked into that, because I'm pretty sure he reviewed it on his opponent's turn and getting killed and dropping Lancelot, swinging for 600 to the face. So if a pretty aggressive play at the moment, played by Adam, but however Adam lost quite a bit of cards in hand. He only has 2 cards because he lost his Sylvia, or 2 of his Sylvia anyway, and pretty much this is all he has at the moment. 2 cards in hand, 2 cards to the battlefield. If Chris can able to remove the Lancelot, it will be very helpful, so meaning that he can get rid of the damage, and all he has to worry about is the Pricia, which is kind of troublesome because in the color green, white, and blue, there's not any way to remove Pricia from the game or get rid of Pricia from the battlefield. The only way you can do that is mostly in black, so not looking too good at the moment. So the only way to get rid of the Pricia is pretty much stop it somehow from going to that early game pressure. Attacking with Lancelot, and in comes the rapid growth. And he plays Artemis of Foresight. So fogging the whole entire field. I'm pretty sure Adam mistriggered with the Lancelot, because Lancelot is a mandatory effect. You have to target something first. So he could have targeted himself and then rapid growth it if necessary, and his opponent can pretty much bear magic, and yeah, that will be the scenario. But I think both play misplay, and I'm not sure if Chris plays bear magic at all. J activating, flipping over the Pricia, and pretty much getting out his J on the battlefield, pretty much for the pressure for this turn or next turn. I'm not too sure. And passing turn, so pretty much the pressure for next turn, saying that, well, you better hurry up. I'm not giving you time. You either get one-shotted by me, or you do something. Playing Komodo and J activating on the spot very quickly, so hopefully his General can do something, because at the moment with 2 treasure items, you can only tap 2 of it to produce a will. It doesn't have barrier yet, because in order to have barrier you must have 3 treasure items, and then the bounce effect is have to pay 4, and in order to become a 15/15 flyer you have to have 5 treasure items to be rested, so quite hard at the moment, or harsh I say. But however, he does have 3 treasure items now, so he does have the barrier. But however, his opponent is going for the aggressive play, attacking directly, and I'm pretty sure both players forgot about the mistrigger of Lancelot. So yeah, that's pretty harsh at the moment. So let's see. This again, the mistriggering let me say that. The mistrigger would make no difference, but however, if Chris have a bear magic in hand or in the graveyard, it will be very helpful at the moment. Attacking directly with the Pricia, attacking directly, and then using Gata and walk into another Artemis of Foresight. A little misplay by Adam. Adam, what he should have done is that after damage calculation and so on, and then do the Gata, because again, your opponent has nothing to block with, so why you have to Gata right away? So that would be my play, but he might have his own reason. Next he is playing the Marabella, which allows him to search for a basic stone and give it residence, and depending what color you give it to it, it gains the following abilities. If you give it a red, you get I can't remember the counter's name, but if it's red counter, you can shoot 500 to a J/Resonator, 500 damage. You get a wind one, which he does get. He does have the ability to use a whirlwind effect, which is for chant, so cancel a spell, or his opponent pays 1. So at the moment he's going for the mid game now, saying that, well, if we go into the mid game, you're playing any chant cards, I get the ability to cancel it. You cancel my play, I cancel your play. That's by the looks of it. passing turn now, so back to Adam's turn, back to Chris' turn, hitting the Jewel Stone, which allows to rearrange. So let's see what can he do. He does have free Komodo on the battlefield. I'm surprised that he didn't pay 3 to tap to draw a card to get the extra hand advantage. So just minor misplay, just saying. Dropping another Komodo on the battlefield and dropping another Komodo. Wait, he had 3 Komodo or 4 Komodos? He has 4 Komodos, so no wonder he couldn't draw a card. So that would be my miscommunication. I did not know he only had 2. Has 2 treasure items. I thought he had 3. I wasn't really paying attention while I was like looking at the life points and field advantage and so on. So my bad, guys. So he now definitely has 4 treasure items, in which he can bounce right away, or bounce a card. Attacking 600 directly, putting him down to 17 life points. Not looking too good at the moment for Chris. Attacking direct for 1000. He already uses God Eye, so he has nothing to worry about. But however, that's lethal with everything on board, with the Marabella and so on, and the rapid growth in Green Bin. And I'm pretty sure both players forgot to mistrigger about Pricia. Because Pricia has to spin something. He spin a Resonator or a Stone, it doesn't really matter, but I'm pretty sure he forgot about that. Right now, that would be really helpful for Adam. Not like he needs it. If he's hit another like Blasting Wave or Memorial Stone, pretty much that Marabella is going to gain a lot of value. Getting a Blasting Wave, not Blasting, a Blasting counter and a Breeze counter. So yeah, very, very helpful. But at the moment, it seems that he forgot about it, or both players forgot about it. Attacking direct for 1000 and paying 4, as I mentioned before, paying 4, tapping 4 treasure items, should I say. You can bounce back a Resonator, which is not really helpful because you do not really want to bounce back Marabella. Dropping the little red, ooh. So now he does have swiftness and he is sitting on, let's see, +4/+4. And ooh, playing the Soul. Soul pretty much allows you to put it back to the bottom. In comes Severing Wind, versing another Severing Wind. Wow, that cancel power play. So this is where the Severing Wind was really helpful at the moment. He does have 1 Melfi untapped. You might as well attack with it, putting a lot of pressure. Yeah, attacking direct. He's attacking direct. Putting Chris down to 400 life point, lethal from any burn damage like Lightning Strike. Any single damage from here, this could be a lot of problem. So yeah, I think some minor misplay played by Adam, but it's not major or anything costing the game. But however, Chris, on the other hand, he should have known the mistriggers, and those mistriggers could have helped him, because in case he does have Band Magic in hand, as I mentioned before, when he mistriggered the Lancelot. So yeah, let's see now, 4000 compared to 400 life points, and not looking too good. He already used a lot of his defensive card already, like Artemis Foresight, Down the Drain, and Detachment. So a lot of those cards being used, and he only has 2 cards in hand, so it's not a very ideal situation that you really want to be in. But he does have the ability to bounce a card back, but I don't think that's relevant at this point in time. Again, you don't want to really bounce cards back. But however, he does drop the bird, and whenever it's being tapped, you can tap down at another Resonator. Very helpful. So let's see. But I'm pretty sure the attack stat and the defense is quite low. I think it's 500 defense. I'm pretty sure it's 500 defense. And 500 attack or 400 attack, can't remember top of my head. So let's see. 1 card in hand at the moment. So let's see what can Adam do now. Paying 4, dropping the Marabella, very nice. Again, Resonance ability, hitting the red magic stone. Oh, so he's playing a bit more basic stone than I thought. So now that basic stone will allow him to get a blasting counter, which allows him to burn 500 damage to a red J-Ruler or Resonator, and I'm pretty sure that's within range for that bird. Yep, he does shoot it, paying shooting 500 damage. However, using Kaguya's effect, tapping 5 treasure item, and for those who don't know, that bird is still a treasure item. so he can tap it down, resonate, and then bounce a card back. I'm not sure what he bounced. Did he bounce back the Red Riding Hood? Yeah, he bounced back the Red Riding Hood. Now the J-Roll is seen on 15-15 and flying and declaring a block, and again being mistriggered with the Pricia way. Both players should know. Well, no, not mistriggered. Putting back to the bottom now, so okay, I thought he mistriggered. Drawing a card now, hitting a Memorial Stone, and because of that, a lot of counters being added. Oh, this is painful. Because even the attack is being blocked, he does have Melfin and Sacred Realm, and that's enough for a game. That's a total of 500. So yeah, that's one dead J-Roller. Paying 1. Rapid Growth. Oh, okay. Wait, what? Okay. He wants his J-Rolls to survive? Question mark? But I don't think it's necessary. Okay, I think this is a major misplay by Adam. Okay, that's another way to win, I guess. So yeah, that's the game, guys. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys next time. Peace.